Jones on Highland Road. Welcome to the Friday edition, Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff along with Jimmy Odd. Max Gotro with us here today. Jordan Kitch is back in the
Max ain't
studio.
doing crap. I'm getting Hal to get me the specials. Mr. Curtis is here.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, then we have a quorum then.
What about the decor, huh?
Merry Christmas.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
It looks great in here. There's buku Christmas parties in here today. Last night there was a lot of Christmas parties slammed over here. If you're wondering what everybody was doing, locked up in their house with rain, no, they're all at Ruffino's.
Okay.
All at Ruffino. It is,
And you came over here just to make sure?
I just got a report.
Okay.
I got a report.
According to sources?
No. No, you can put it in the bank. No sources here.
Okay.
No sources here.
Got it. So a lot on today that has already happened and that, we think will happen or at least progress along today.
What the hell are you talking about now?
Coaches and players and stuff. There's been lots going on.
All
right. Trenton Henderson, the four-star defensive end from Pensacola, signed with LSU this morning. This was when they were
signed today, still going on.
It's a signing period.
My bad. I'm sorry, Charlie.
Signing period.
Okay.
May find out something on Lamar Brown later on today. The U High team has it's like a pep rally send-off.
Yeah, 1:30. They're going to play St. Charles Catholic. Man, that coach down there gets a lot out of his kids. Man, ain't never easy beating that team in the playoffs ever. And it's I think they lost in overtime. Was it 2 years ago down there in a low-scoring game? Talk about the rain. And rain. Is it going to rain tonight too?
Got me.
Well, it's a big part of the play. The
no,
high
I
school
understand, but I
semifinals.
don't know. So they got him in today, and still
got who in today? The kid from Pensacola.
Henderson.
Okay,
yeah.
because you're jumping around.
Yeah, Lamar Brown. We may find out something later today.
I expect to.
Deuce Gerald's, the defensive line from Swanee, Georgia, they continue to fend off multiple suitors for him. Georgia Tech made a late run, as did Auburn. So we'll see what he says a little bit later on today. Joe Sloan, former offensive coordinator, on his way to Kentucky to be the offensive coordinator there under the new regime, under Will Stein. Any thoughts?
I mean,
Got to figure out a way to run the football. His teams at Louisiana Tech didn't run the ball, and his teams here didn't run the ball.
He didn't have an offensive line, man.
But his teams at Louisiana Tech didn't run the ball either. So,
so you is that on Sloan?
I don't know.
So he can't run the ball wherever he goes. So
no. The last two spots he has.
No, this offensive line was the worst I've seen. The worst I've heard of. If you can come back to 1932 and tell me that their offensive line was weaker, okay, I'll concede. But I'll go back to my dad's following, and I've kind of followed through them since the mid-'50s. This is the worst offensive line that LSU has had. So that's 70-year span. And I can't kill Sloan for that. I mean, that's recruiting, that's development.
Neither did Kentucky.
That's talent.
They hired him.
Yeah, I mean,
so we'll see.
A lot of coaches, if you get, and again, everybody got fired. Kelly got fired. You're part of a staff. Everybody's fired. So is Lane Kiffin going to rehire you? Well, I mean, whether it's a strength coach to the secretary to the recruiting coordinator to the offensive coordinator, everybody's fired. But when you land a job at LSU, you usually can have a landing spot like Kentucky. Is that fair?
Yeah, and again, I just want to see if one of his teams can run the football. I know why his team couldn't run the football here. I agree with you 102% that offensive line was awful. His teams at Louisiana Tech didn't run the ball very well either. There could have been other reasons. I didn't study those teams. That'll be the biggest question up there. If I was doing a Kentucky radio show today, I would say.
How much has he contributed with developing Jaden Daniels?
A little bit.
I heard when they were promoting, it was a lot.
Well, Mike Denbrock got a lot of the credit for that too. Sloan got some. I think Sloan was promoted primarily because of his relationship with Bryce Underwood.
How's Denbrock doing?
Doing okay. His team's going to be in the playoffs if everything falls right.
They can run the ball.
Yeah. Jeremiah Love going to New York, right?
He should, yes.
He should.
Yes. He can't win it, though.
Billy Napier on the verge of being a new coach at James Madison.
Back home. Sunbelt Billy.
Good launching,
James Madison.
good launching spot. The last two guys got Power Five jobs. Yeah.
Well,
Rehabilitate yourself at James Madison.
it's a great program. It's one of those programs. NLU, LMU, whatever. Warhawks, Indians. They they were a better 1AA program than D1. And James Madison is handling the. They have better teams as a 1AA team. I don't think there's. I mean, we got Stan Humphries, Roosevelt Leaks, all them guys. I mean, well, Roosevelt Potts. James Madison has handled the move to D1 really smooth. Really
They're
smooth.
20,
That 23-point favorite, and I'm laying it. And I'm laying it
in a championship game.
Well, we learned, we talked about the one that was alarming. That should tell you how the disparity of the divisions in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
No doubt Old Dominion's the second best team in that league.
Right.
And they beat them by like 30.
And we've seen that before with the top two teams in the conference or in the same division.
Okay, but
23 and a half.
But this is the disparity, Charlie. When a 4-0 team in the league is underdog at home against an 0-4 team in the league, well, your top team ain't really that good. I mean, and got drilled.
Oh, they were by 35
got
or something?
drilled.
Yeah,
we're talking about Southern Miss and Texas State.
Yeah.
That's the other division that I don't even know. I forget who's the damn team coming out that they're playing now.
Troy.
And Troy's a nice program, but no, it's and James Madison. Something about when you control your own destiny, and then when you have to win and need something. Seems like when you need something also, they take care of their business more. It seems like a little bit more pressure when it's all on you. And I think they're going to be free will, and they're a big play team, man, explosive offense, and it's a hell of a program, man.
Blake Baker looks like he is headed to Tulane. We probably get some confirmation on that this weekend. Baker will likely take Kevin Peoples and Jake Olson, defensive ends coach and safeties coach off the LSU staff, to Tulane with him. My understanding is that decision will be made after the conference championship game tonight, either on Saturday or potentially on Monday. But we expect that Blake Baker is going to take that job.
And that's expected.
Yeah.
As we said, unless they completely ghost him on the player budget.
And they didn't. He also apparently got some facilities upgrade guarantees.
Good for him for negotiating that a little bit more.
And he had the Memphis interview, which we never did figure out if he got offered that job or not, but that was out there too.
I mean, we're the last two guys have done there. They got Power 4 jobs. Houston, a Big 12 job and an SEC job.
Yes.
So Tulane is finally, and why wouldn't they give Baker the same player budget that they gave Summerall? Willie Fritz started it. You're not trying to turn around a program, and he's getting more money there, and he's got a chance. That's a really good mid-major job right now. I can't stand Tulane. They've always had money. You don't want to spend it on your athletics. Don't bitch at me because you can't compete. You have it if you want to, now more than ever. And some kind of way, Willie Fritz got a little bit out of him. Summerall had a little budget there. And the other thing is, LSU, you think they're going to short Lane Kiffin on his staff budget? Of course not.
No.
Number 30, yards per play defense. I'm sorry, but they were not. That defensive payroll was not 30th. And, I mean, they were 30 yards per play defense. That's not debatable. How much you put emphasis, that's debatable. But they were number 30 in yards per play defense. And that, where would you put that defensive payroll at? Top 5?
Well, Baker was number 1, so after that, yeah.
Baker number 1. No,
number one defensive coordinator.
No, I'm not talking about the coach. I'm talking about the players, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, they put up.
Top 5, huh?
Sure, especially out of the transfer
you're not
portal
getting your
guys.
money's worth. And I know, I mean, and that's I said solid yesterday. That's underperforming.
Their scoring defense was 15th in the country. Their total defense was 25th in the country. Their yards per play was 30th in the country.
And just because they're top 5 in defensive player payroll, that doesn't mean that's a high. But it's not like give me top 5 defensive player payroll. Now, if the GM didn't do his job or whoever in evaluating talent, and maybe that money was misspent, you can misspend money, and that's not on Baker. But all this, like, we can't afford to lose him. And if you can't find a defensive coordinator to get you Number 30 defense. Yards per play defense.
Every coach, I say that every time there's a coaching change. There's more than one guy that can be a D coordinator or a D line coach or an offensive line coach. There's other guys out there. One of the coaches that's
Well, why was it like such a man? We can't lose and we can't lose and we can't lose.
Because people get attached to the guy that
okay,
they
it's an
know.
emotional deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
they get attached to the guy they
that
know.
makes complete sense to me.
And if you
Yes.
ask any regular casual fan, they can't name you 5 other defensive coordinators in the country. They can't. Okay, it's the unknown. It's not kind of like when you ask the players, "Do you want your guy or you want another defensive coordinator?" Well, they have no perspective on that. I don't know very many people can name the top 5 defensive coordinators in the country, the top 5 statistical defenses. So it's the guy that you know.
Who was the highest paid defensive coordinator this year?
It was Baker.
Over Knowles?
I thought so. He was $2.5 million. I thought he was
No,
two and
I
a half.
thought Penn State
Or
paid.
maybe he got in over him. That might be dated.
You don't remember? That was
information.
a big deal.
It was a big deal when they moved him over. I thought Baker was maybe Baker was number one when he signed that contract, and Knowles went
Clemson,
by him.
Who did Clemson bring in?
Tom Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were big hires. He was near the top. Elijah Robinson, coach at Syracuse, defensive line coach, one of the guys that is in the spotlight potentially to be at LSU. That's interesting because, well, we've heard about Ed Ogeron potentially being on his staff. We think that Kyle Williams will probably move on and probably not coach next year if he ever wants to coach again. I don't know, but would Ogeron come in and be at least there would be other titles, but partly a defensive line coach. If Elijah Robinson comes in, that puts a little bit of
hired him as what?
Defensive line coach. He is.
That's
he's at LSU today. They
Ogeron.
haven't hired him yet, but that's one of the big
well,
targets.
if you were going to hire Ogeron, who wanted the Tulane job, he's not getting it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wants to be back at LSU. He said that publicly.
Right.
I mean, that would be a surprise to me.
And
do you?
They had 2 defensive line coaches last year. Doesn't mean they can't have 2 defensive line coaches again. They've had two defensive line coaches for the last 3 years.
Ogeron's going to be a co-defensive line coach.
Well, he would probably.
I think he's a little bit more qualified than that.
He is. He would probably be the associate head coach and the recruiting coordinator in addition, or a recruiting title in addition to that. It'd probably be $1 million job if Ogeron came back in the building. This doesn't mean that he can't be on the staff. I'm just telling you that the guys in the building today.
Co-defensive coordinator is getting $1 million. I want that budget.
I want one of these jobs, and then I want to be fired.
No, but I mean, I want that budget as far as competing against other head coaches' staff budget.
It's a pretty
co-defensive line coach, $1 million,
and associate head coach and all those fancy titles that usually don't mean a whole lot. Penn State may fall ass backwards into Matt Campbell. What do you think about that?
It's lucky.
It would salvage what has been now a coaching search that has gone on over 50 days.
Still puzzled. I would have completely lost this bet as far as I'm losing a lot lately. But anyway, great Otterlocks run. But anyway, the Matt Campbell still at Iowa State, Charlie. This is the second wave, chance to kind of go out. I mean, it's funny when I hear people talk about Iowa State. Well, I don't know about him. Man, it's hard to win in Ames. It is extremely hard to win at Iowa State. I mean, it's brutal. And, man, he's consistent. I mean, over the time, man, that guy, nobody's had a more productive, successful stretch at Iowa State than him. And why is he still there? If you got him, that'd be a hell of a save. Now, your recruiting class is a bust. A complete bust. We talked about that. But, yeah, man, I think Matt Campbell gets more out of his roster than James Franklin does his. You?
Yes, I agree. The thing about moving now is why you didn't move before. Apparently, Iowa State's got a 9-figure budget deficit in the athletic department.
Of course they do.
9 figures? I didn't know it was that big.
No, it's but they're it's hard to win at Iowa State, man.
It's very hard to win at Iowa State. And
Cody Campbell ain't. Well, I feel bad for him. Here's a little double eagle coin. No, it's not. You don't have anybody, man. It's very hard. Kansas State and Iowa State are brutally tough places to win.
$141 million, I believe, is the budget deficit at
Yeah, so
Iowa
how are they
State.
going to get together a payroll?
Exactly.
They're the Pirates.
If you're in
Which Penn State?
that kind of
At
arrears,
least, at least the Cubs.
Penn State
Yeah,
is
it's a non-salary cap sport right now.
yeah.
So Iowa State, what you tell me right there, that's Pittsburgh Pirates level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cubs.
Yeah.
He's competitive, but not the elite.
He's doing an Oakland A's job. He's doing more with
Yes,
less.
it's Billy Beane.
Yes, that's why the Red Sox tried to hire Billy Beane back in there.
And he doesn't have Mulder, Zito, and Hudson.
No, Miguel Tejada. What's for
Oh,
lunch?
I mean, you got Mulder, Zito, and Hudson. The whole movie's about taking walks.
Scott Hatterberg won the 2002 West Division.
Our soup feature here today at Ruffino is a Texas chili, slow-cooked filet tip, smoked tomato, fire-roasted chilies, jalapeno crema cheddar cheese. Our appetizer features today here at Ruffino's: stuffed shrimp with scampi butter, crab stuffing, toasted focaccia, grilled chicken skewers, pineapple habanero hot sauce, pickled red onions, celery, and carrot credite in tzatziki. What the hell? Charlie, you got to look this one up for me while I do the rep. TZA.
Yeah.
TZA, this is a good one for me. TZA, this one we need hold the mayo.
Uh-huh.
TZA.
TZA.
TZIKI.
Okay, came right up.
Tzatziki. I need a pronunciation and what the hell it is.
It is a traditional Greek and Southeastern European creamy salted
I
dip
knew
or
it.
sauce.
I knew it.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Tzatziki.
Special. Entree features the grilled lamb chops, lamb piperade, herb couscous, thyme-infused honey glazed carrots. I know which couscous is. Yes, all of us
Put
in
it next
South
to the hot
Louisiana.
boudin.
Suggested wine pairing is a Decoy Limited Merlot out of Alexander Valley. And the seared halibut is our catch of the day. Black-eyed pea, cassoulet, braised fennel, and pickled apple. Suggested wine pairing is a Pejus Chardonnay out of Napa. Patrick likes to go with that Pejus Chardonnay out of Napa with his seafood dishes a lot over here. Pumpkin cannolis, Charlie. What? Come on, Macero. Pumpkin cannolis. I bet you hadn't had that, boy.
Tzatziki. The first Z is silent.
Tzatziki?
Tzatziki.
Boy, that's a lot easier.
Yeah. Tzatziki. The first Z.
Can we get Mayo on the line and give him that one to pronounce?
Sure.
Tzatziki.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
WorkBoxStorage.com. You've heard me talk about WorkBox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. WorkBox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at WorkBox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call WorkBox at 343-4886 or WorkBoxLLC.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, Macero, grilled chicken skewers with tzatziki. How you doing, buddy?
You were just discussing a pumpkin cannoli. That's that's about the same as putting pineapple on your pizza. Completely fugazi. We don't do pumpkin cannolis.
We do it here. We're fusing, okay? Pumpkin and sweet ricotta cream, candy pecans, chocolate chips, and Estee's cane syrup. So, have you tried it?
We're not gonna try it. We're not going to try pineapple on my pizza either. So we're gonna move past the food.
Hey, you guys griping about the officiating last night, including the Ferguson OPI. What did you think it should have been?
I'll tell you right now, I thought there were a lot of questionable calls, but a lot of them on replay seemed like they were the right call. There were some weird. I would just say this: those calls are never made. They probably happen all the time. There's definitely a lot more offensive pass interference than you would suggest that that is called. And when on the replays, it looked like, wow, yeah, he did push his face mask, or he did. But I just think that Ferguson one was a little extreme. I mean, how do you call that?
What did you want it to be called?
No, there probably shouldn't have been a call at all.
Well, that's what it was.
Any call.
That's what it was. They refused the penalty.
Well, yeah, but they called the penalty, and I understand.
Well, but why is it such a beef when that's what the result was?
Well, no. I just think there shouldn't have been they threw the flag and they called it offensive pass interference. What they should have been was no flag. I get it. You came to the same result, but it just, how are you looking for that? It seemed like there was, sometimes they do this in the NFL where the week before a lot of holding calls happen or a lot of defensive pass interference calls happen and they don't get called. And then there's a push for it the following week to call that stuff. And it seemed like that memo was sent out, hey, we're going to look for Dallas must be very aggressive on the defenders on these pass routes, and let's look for that. And it seems like they overcall it. I don't know.
The cardinal sin in officiating is anticipating a call instead of letting it happen, and then you do it. No doubt. We're in sync right there. And
my biggest complaint of the game is the stupid penalties by Dallas and the stupid turnovers and letting a backup tight end run 2 consecutive kickoffs back to the 40 and 50-yard line when you're just getting some momentum. That just blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah. Well, that kind of right when we ready to believe in them, they remind us of why they're not so great. And how about our guy George Pickens? I mean,
pretty quiet night.
Pretty half-ass, effort night too. And one time and I'm like, is Herbie getting a little bit to a little college here with being too critical of his effort and route running on here? But it just kept happening. It was like countless plays where he could give two craps out there, man. I mean.
Well, you didn't like his effort on down 14 on that last drive when people were trying to either cover the second half or whatever they're trying to get out of Dallas, and he's wide open. He didn't even go towards the ball.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't even zero effort to even steer his body towards where the ball was going. He just ran in a straight line.
He did some questionable things last night. And listen, here's a guy against Georgia Tech. He threw the guy for Georgia Tech up against the screen. The fence in the back of the end zone. He got suspended the next week for the first half of the SEC championship game. Chris, you're not going to be with us on Sunday. Who's your best pick in the NFL this week?
I really love the Cincinnati Bengals getting 5.5 or 6 points. The Bengals, they're back. Burrow's back. He's had some great success against Buffalo, 2-0 in his career, including playoff game. We all remember that snow game where they just totally dominated. I think they're going to be able to dominate on the ground again. We know Cincinnati's defense isn't great, but either is Buffalo's. I'm not sure how Buffalo pulled that game off last week. I know we were on Pittsburgh. That was a bad play. But I think Cincinnati should be able to gash them on the ground and through the air with Burrow being back. And I'm very, very questionable about how good this Buffalo team is. They have some spurts where they're great, but I don't think it can continue. It's Josh Allen or nothing else. They don't really have a go-to receiver. There's still questions if Kincaid's going to play. There's a lot of injuries on this Buffalo team, and I think this is a good spot. Cincinnati getting healthy at the right time. They've actually played some decent defense, held the Patriots in check pretty much. They stopped them a couple times at the goal line. I think the defense is coming together a little bit. They got Al Golden, the ex-Notre Dame guy, running that defense, doing a little bit better than the beginning of the season. So I don't think they're as bad as the numbers say they are. They're improving throughout the season. And with Burrow back, who knows? This Central Division is, AFC North is just still kind of wide open with how bad Pittsburgh is, and Baltimore seems to not be able to put it together either. Who knows? Maybe Cincinnati comes from the depths and steals the division. But I like Cincinnati plus the point.
All right, let's get to the your Heisman first before you a couple of plays in this week's limited college football slate. You had a big play very early on Diego Pavia. The odds have tightened considerably. I took as low as plus 240, plus 200 this week. At DraftKings right now, Mendoza plus 160, Pavia plus 180, Sayin plus $2. This thing is tight. Now, originally, how do you not give it to the winner because it's a team award first? You can't. Nobody's ever won the Heisman minus Paul Hornung. Is won the Heisman with a losing record. So the winner of this game between Indiana and Ohio State has a big leg up, but it tends to be more of a sluggish, low-scoring game. And Pavia just gave Tennessee and Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel, his worst home loss. They beat Tennessee in Neyland by 21, and now it looks like they're left out of the tournament. So I think a big chunk of the voters like, dude, we got to reward this guy some kind of way. Not everybody gets a trophy, or maybe everybody gets a trophy, but whatever, I think them being left out helps Pavia's case for next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all the voters are. I know there's thousands of voters, but I just felt there's a good chance that Pavia is going to get all of the South vote, all the SEC vote, and I think because he was out in New Mexico and he's got the Mexican-American background, he's going to get all the Southwest vote as well, maybe some of the West vote, and the two quarterbacks on the undefeated teams. Yeah, Mendoza had that one moment where, the great pass and the guy toe tapped it down, but that was more of a great catch than a great pass, and he had just thrown the pick earlier in that game. They don't really have any sort of championship or Heisman moments. Sands is kind of, he's got good stats, but very pedestrian, and they know that the main reason Ohio State is great is their defense. and I don't think they're gonna reward him with the Heisman Trophy. He just doesn't have a Heisman moment. I guess if Indiana does beat Ohio State, they could possibly give it to Mendoza. But I like your angle, and I feel like the move in the voting, as soon as the ballots were released on December 1st, I think it's more of an online thing now. You're not filing in a paper ballot. Maybe there was a little bit of a leak in the voting returns. And there's a reason he went from 4-1 to the co-favorite in one day. So, he didn't play a game on Monday night, didn't play a game on Tuesday morning. So something's going on, and I'm very confident that he can pull it off. I have 300-1. It's not a huge bet, but it's a nice return. I did take a little Sayin and a little Mendoza to get a small profit in case he doesn't win it, but I like your angle, and I hope he can pull it off.
2 years ago was real interesting watching the Pac-12 championship game on that Friday night between Oregon and Washington, and watching the Daniels, Bo Nix, all fluctuate. Just live update. Charlie, you got $100 right now. You got to pick one of them. Basically, say all are plus 180. Forget the odds. All are plus 180. Who would you take?
I'm taking Pavia. If you look at the numbers, okay.
Oh, no, he deserves
the numbers.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, he's a better. Just to give you he's the 14th highest passer in the country. Sayin is at 21. Mendoza is at 44. And that's before you get to the rushing stats, which obviously, he dwarfs them there. So the numbers are in his favor. The supporting cast, I'm sorry, is still in his favor. He's doing more with less. And in the Southeastern Conference, you look at the level of competition across the entire schedule. He's got a strong case. He just doesn't have a platform tomorrow.
I mean, Macero's going traditionalist. He's going internet with us as far as that used to be. It used to be regionalized, the vote on this thing. But no, everybody respects in the Southeastern Conference footprint, the geographical footprint, about lifting Vanderbilt to this level. Take all of these guys away from their teams. Who's going to suffer the most? It's not close. It's not close.
Because we watched Vanderbilt do this.
We're in SEC.
We watched Indiana do this with a different quarterback last year. I like Mendoza. I think he's a fantastic prospect. But we've never seen it in Vanderbilt do anything close to this with another quarterback.
All right, Chris, Alabama, Georgia. Any lean there?
Yeah, I like Alabama. Everyone I talked to this week seems to like Georgia. I'm not sure why. Kirby Smart 1-7 versus Alabama in his career there as the head coach of Georgia. Toss that FSU game, the clunker at the beginning of the season, and I really, really love this Bama defense. They just been, I don't know. Maybe it was the LSU game. I just something flipped with them just defensively. I know last week there was a couple big slip-up plays, but for the majority of these games, the defense has been absolutely awesome. I like how Ty Simpson's growing as a leader. I really loved his post-game speech last week. The question for me in this game, and I think you can still attack the Georgia secondary, is where the hell is Ryan Williams? Didn't even play last week. He had one catch against Eastern Illinois. He's a superstar player, and I'm not sure if he's hurt or disciplinary or something. His head's not right. I would hope that he plays and hope that he has a big game, because this is the type of game where he could really, pop the top off this secondary, because I think Georgia is a little weak in the back end. They've displayed it all year round. And I know Georgia's got the good record. I just think Bama's the better team, and I think they're going to pull it off. I like getting 2.5 points. You can maybe wait around and get a 3. I think Bama wins it, and I think Bama, by winning this game, could knock Georgia out of that top 4, obviously. And you can find if Texas Tech, who I also like this week, they could be in the top 2, because you figure Indiana and Ohio State one of them has to lose, and if Georgia loses. All of a sudden we have Texas Tech, and they could be, number 2 seed.
Okay,
I like Texas Tech as well.
Ryan Williams, Max, he's playing more than people think.
He's playing like half a snaps. The weird thing is he's playing mostly in the slot, which is a little bit abnormal.
Well, he is what has been Alabama's biggest offensive struggle, running game, and he has been criticized a lot for lack of blocking. So, now, still a playmaker, still what's going on, but he is playing more snaps than you think. The targets are way down, and there's something a little bit of.
Well, someone pointed out Ryan Grubb had Jackson Smith and Jigba in the slot as well, and now he's gone from Seattle, and Smith and Jigba's popped off. So maybe just out of position for what Ryan Williams does best.
And quickly, Chris, on Texas Tech, it's 12.5, but I'm seeing some 11.5s now out there as well. Some BYU support.
Yeah, it's popping around. I saw 11.5 too. Circa's got 12.5. I like it no matter what. I mean, their only loss was to ASU. The quarterback wasn't there. Hammond just didn't have it that day. But Morton was limping around in the BYU game. He's a lot healthier now, and this defense just doesn't give up any points. They've only given up since the loss to ASU. They've only given up 36 total points in 5 games. That includes the 29-7 win over BYU. I'd be shocked if Texas Tech doesn't win by margin. And I like them at 11-1 to win the whole thing because if they do win and Bama beats Georgia, they could be the number 2 seed, getting a bye and being on the opposite side of the bracket to Ohio State. You might be looking at Ohio State, Texas Tech in the final game, and you'd be sitting with a nice 11-1 ticket if the cards fall right.
I'll let you know how that pumpkin cannoli tastes, brother. All right?
Okay. Enjoy it, boys. Have a great weekend.
Hey, good luck. Good luck to you, Chris. Thank you, buddy. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of you real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Let Sammy's Grill do the cooking for your holiday feast. Fried or rotisserie turkeys with all the traditional sides. Pepper jack, crawfish, cornbread dressing, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, boudin rice dressing, mac and cheese, and more. And for dessert, white chocolate bread pudding or pecan pie. Order a la carte or bundle up with our turkey feast that feeds 8 to 10 people. Call or stop by either the Highland Road or Prairieville locations to place your order today. Orders must be made 48 hours prior to pickup. Let Sammy's Grill do all the cooking for you this holiday season.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the cover.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Troy, 9 games in Conference Championship weekend tonight and tomorrow. 6 of them are rematches. Where I'm seeing Boise move up the line. Maybe a lot of support there. Where is the support? What sticks out to you as far as the action at Bet Rivers?
Yeah, it's all on Ohio State.
Okay.
18% of all the money we're taking on the conference championship games are backing Buckeyes to win and cover. -4, I believe, is what it's currently at. In terms of strength, the public is certainly backing James Madison, who's potentially a win, and the Duke win away from making the college football playoff, which would be great. They're -23. They're the strongest play by money to cover and the second strongest by tickets against Troy. And then Virginia, the aforementioned Virginia, is playing Duke. They're a 4-point favorite, second strongest play by money and the strongest play by tickets. And Virginia is the only team that is backed by at least 80% of both money and tickets to cover the spread in the championship game. And Duke's defense is not good at all. Their quarterback has potential, but Virginia has been a very sound, complete team, played one of the best games I watched this season against Louisville. I'm not sure if they'll make the playoff with the win, but I think they should win this game, and I do think they'll cover 4 against Duke.
Okay. All right. I think the Duke quarterback's got a little bit more potential. I think he's really good. He's thrown for almost 300 yards a game at Duke, so that's not bad. But Ohio State, Virginia, and James Madison. Couple of things outside of the football realm. A UFC card that's getting a lot of attention this weekend, Troy.
Yeah, it should be a really good one. I'm excited by a couple of the fights. I think with Merab Dvalishvili fighting, he's the champion. He just runs through opponents at his weight class. He's fighting a former champ, Petr Yan, who is 3 or 4 fights removed from being at his peak. Right now, Dvalishvili is -455 on the money line. Throw it to a parlay. He will win this fight. I would be just gobsmacked if he doesn't. But in some other fights, we're looking at Henry Cejudo is back in fighting. He was a gold medalist in the Olympics, 2-division champion in the UFC. But, he is 4 or 5 years removed from his peak. He's +215, underdog against Peyton Talbot, who's a very good standout fighter. But I would probably let it fly with Cejudo, even though he'll probably be a little bit listless. A lot of lighter weight classes on this card. But we got some knockout potential in Edson Barboza versus Galen Turner. That is a great fight not to go the distance. So it should be a very, very interesting card that highlight some of the guys at the lower weight classes.
Troy, you do a lot of stuff with Nigel Seeley and with their soccer World Cup. U.S. is the host. What the draw, is it going on? Are they dragging this thing? What is happening, and what are the possibilities? The best case scenario and worst case scenario for the U.S. in their draw?
Would you be shocked to find out that FIFA and American television is drawing the hell out of this? Hopefully the ping pong balls start to come out in the next 5 minutes or so. The U.S. is 80-1 to win the World Cup. They spent most of the last year or so at 100-1. We've actually taken a $10,000 bet at the U.S. at 100-1 to win the World Cup. Listen, I don't think that's going to happen. They've played far better in the last few months than they did the past year, and that was without Christian Pulisic, who is in Italy focusing on his team with AC Milan. The best scenario for them, for U.S., is to avoid a group with one of the 4 favorites. And FIFA is redoing how they do the groups. So, the four favorites, which are, I believe, Spain, England, Germany, and France. They're the four top automatic qualifiers. They'll be separated in the bracket, so they won't potentially play before the semifinals, which FIFA does not want, their top teams playing in the first round of the knockout round.
Wow.
And that's because this World Cup is the largest World Cup ever. It's gone from 32 teams to 48 teams. So this is far more of a true bracket now. And there will be far more minnows, as they call them, teams like not just Trinidad and Tobago or Senegal, but we're talking Uzbekistan and, Cape Verde and Curacao and Haiti have made the World Cup because of the expanded bracket. So there's a far more minnows, which means there could be some upsets, but also I think there are going to be a lot more lopsided draws. So Asian handicap plays certainly something to look forward to in the next 6 months.
4 favorites for European, no South Americans in that. Interesting. Max, who is more trustworthy, the College Football Playoff Committee or FIFA?
College Football Playoff Committee. Puts it down.
Can I have a write-in vote for the IOC?
Oh, geez. You're talking about the 3 most corrupt organizations in sports.
Well, there's nothing is money motivated. So anyway, speaking of which, did you hear, not on the selection show on ESPN, but the Arkansas A-Day, who said, yes, we will look head-to-head means more if you're ranked next to each other.
It was so transparent.
Like Miami and Notre Dame.
They're moving Miami up. You've had 6 weeks to do this, and you just decided to do it last week.
Did they move Miami up, or they moved Notre Dame down? But
they moved Notre Dame down. They moved them within
moved them
two
closer.
Of each, two of each other.
Yes. BYU, who's a double-digit underdog, is the only thing between them.
Yeah.
But why should it not count until you're next to each other? Explain that to me.
You'd have to have him explain it to you because I can't.
Hunter Yurachek, huh?
He was thrust into that job, right?
Yes, he was.
Troy, he's too busy making a hire. Well, he didn't do so well there.
Yes, strong one there. He could have got that guy at any point. Your best NFL pick this weekend, Troy, and why?
So I'm going to keep riding with the team that has been doubted by the book and for the last 3 weeks, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to stay with the Bears. They're plus 6.5 at the Packers. It's going to be really cold. The Packers have had their number for the last 10 years. But the Bears are a really hot team right now. They're running the ball very well, which they're going to need to do in Green Bay. Their defense is playing exceptional, and they're forcing turnovers. And Jordan Love is going to want to spin the ball a little bit. I haven't been super impressed with the Packers. It's a new wide receiver every week that has a big game, but does their core of offensive weapons have a big game? Not necessarily. I think 6.5 is too much. If it was 3.5, I would stay away. But I do like the Bears plus 6.5 at the Packers.
All right. So Troy's got the hey, why not? Why not? So we'll see. One thing is, I mean, it's a 2-man race, huh, for Coach of the Year between Vrabel and the Bears coach. Exceeding expectations.
Probably. Yeah. You could have said Steichen with Indianapolis, but I think the Colts have kind of simmered down.
They got a leak in that boat, Troy. They got a leak in that boat. Don't bet the Colts in Jacksonville this Sunday. No.
Yeah, so I think it's got to be Vrabel, which is no surprise. Like the fact that the Titans got rid of him is just so boneheaded. He's such a good coach, and Ben Johnson. We thought he was going to be a good hire, but because Chicago's been just mired in bad coaching and ineptitude for so long, there was a potential that it could have just gone downhill real bad. But he's figured it out, and the Bears, I think, are one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
Troy, get back to that FIFA process, buddy. We appreciate it. Good luck to you this weekend. We will talk to you on Monday.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact our great team of bankers, David Henry, David Campbell, Hunter Creed, Nicole Glover, Heath Meir, and Prentice Wilkes. Again, United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Penn State has a coach.
All right. Is it who we thought?
Yeah.
We'll do that when we come back.
Way to go, tease, Charlie.
Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. The search for reliable and affordable insurance can be frustrating, but the Morris Insurance Group invites you to look again. For homeowners and renters to auto and commercial coverage, the Morris Insurance Group offers a range of services to meet any situation. For business owners, their comprehensive package covers a large range of liabilities. There are policies for boat and RV owners, hunting camp properties, high-risk areas, and yes, flood insurance. Get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call us today at 201-0007.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in Laplace and Plaquemine.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. And then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Ross Dellinger and others reporting that Penn State in the final stages of negotiation to make Iowa State's Matt Campbell their next head coach. I was a little bit off on my numbers earlier, Jimmy. I said $141 million for the budget deficit. $141 million is the athletic department budget. There are $147 million. They have a deficit of $147 million through 2031. Comes out to just under $25 million a year that Iowa State's in the hole. So you can understand why now might be a good time for him to exit stage left. Penn State drug their feet, probably not exactly the way they wanted to go, but I think they end up with a really good coach.
Oh, they could do a lot worse than Matt Campbell. A lot worse. And we'll have to see. You know, he's very young, coming out of the MAC and got his opportunity at Iowa State. But he has stayed in Ames way longer than I anticipated. I mean, Charlie, it's 10 years ago, huh? Where he was like a hot name.
30?
Yeah, and you know, you think he's been around a long time. He's only 46.
Yes.
So
yes,
he's been the head coach since 2016. So he's accomplished a lot there, given those resources.
Yes,
and
he is maxed out at Iowa State.
And he will now get. Promise you, Penn State's not $147 million in the hole over the next 6 years.
No, they got $40 million found.
Our number 2 coming straight ahead here at Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. The Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Dallas. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. And then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
This menu is a masterpiece.
This is the worst party ever.
Knock, knock. I brought chicken fingers.
Raising Cane's! The party is saved!
Peter? Mr. Billingsley.
Celebrate the holidays with Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Brucey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm pretty good, but the big news of this week is that Paul Feinbaum is not running for Tommy Tuberville's vacated seat in Alabama. So we are spared. I was looking forward to hearing Stephanopoulos interview Paul Feinbaum, but I guess we'll have to wait for that.
Feinbaum's getting into politics?
He thought about it for...
Is that right?
Yeah. He did an interview with, I believe it was Clay Travis about 6 to 8 weeks ago, where he was seriously thinking about getting into that race.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, all right. Look, there's been some that it's not my expertise. You know, I run from politics, but the shock jock, SEC shock jock. I mean, what's he? I mean,
Minnesota elected a professional wrestler as the governor. So
yes.
What I understand, he was not a bad governor either. Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. If you say so, Charlie.
I'm not familiar with everything in Jesse the Body's reign.
Did he just go over his win total that year because he exceeded expectations, or did he actually do it on everybody's curve?
You'd have to ask somebody who knows a little bit more about it. Bruce injected this into the conversation.
Bruce, you see what you don't start trouble, Bruce. Huh? Don't you start?
I'm sorry. Let me bring up. Bud Wilkinson retired from Oklahoma and ran for Senate the next year. So it's not. I mean, it's happened before with some of these guys.
Tom Osborne spent time in Congress.
Okay. Yes. And we've.
Yeah. Sure.
Tommy Tuberville went from Ole Miss to Auburn. I mean, on paper, not terribly different from Kiffin going from Ole Miss to LSU, but that's where the comparisons drop. This one has a lot more attention. You tell us why.
Because one, the era we're in. When Tuberville made that move, it was before, Twitter or whatever, X and all these things, and Instagram and the social media thing. And it was just a little bit different era. Two, because Tuberville, compared to Lane, pretty, subdued personality compared to Lane. It's just a different time and a different era. And, for right now, for the social media age and the age we're in, Lane is like perfectly made for that. I mean, he embraces that. I don't know that Tuberville, embraced the spotlight as much as Lane did. He didn't. And although he did end up running for Senate, I know, but at different personalities and just the whole mix of it together with Lane and everything, the way this went out. I mean, I don't think we'll see anything crazy like this again until the next time Lane might try to pull something, which probably won't happen anytime near. I will point out one thing about Kiffin, though. And talking to the guy, you know some of these guys. You know Brett in Memphis. You probably know Richard Cross and Michael Borky in Mississippi. These are guys who cover Ole Miss. All of them liked Kiffin. They thought he's a pretty pleasant guy. And it's not necessarily inconsistent to be self-absorbed, which Lane is, but also be kind of a nice guy. I mean, you'd rather hang around Lane than Pat Narduzzi probably. And those Mississippi guys, I mean, they had told me before if they didn't like a coach at Ole Miss, if it was Freeze or Houston Nutt or whoever, they all seemed to like Kiffin. So it's a very, interesting mix. I think you guys will probably like Lane a lot. He may not go out to play golf with you, but, just dealing with him on an everyday basis, he's apparently a pretty pleasant guy. So there's a lot of different angles to this story still to come.
How much of this is that they are in the playoff? If Ole Miss had been 9-3. And everything else was still in place. Florida was bidding for him. LSU was bidding for him. Ole Miss was trying to keep him, but they were 9-3 and going to the Citrus Bowl or whatever. How much different is this story? And I'll draw a comparison. What if Kirk Cignetti had not signed that contract extension in October and had said, listen, I want to coach Indiana all the way through the end of the season, but then I want to take the Penn State job? How much of this is Lane Kiffin, and how much of this is the circumstances of a playoff coach, not a potential playoff coach, a playoff coach changing jobs before you can coach those games?
Oh yeah, a lot of it, Charlie. I think that adds to it. That's another layer to it, and that really makes it front page news because this is, you got the playoff coming up, and Ole Miss, a season like that. But this stuff. Well, okay, college basketball, I guess it could happen. We talked about the Frieder example last week, Michigan, though that's, 36 years ago now. But imagine if the NFL operated like this. Imagine if Sean Payton says on the eve of the playoffs, I'm leaving the Broncos, I'm going to take the Giants job. That stuff like this doesn't happen in the NFL. It still does in college football, and I'm not sure they're ever going to be able to change that. But you're very right. I mean, the fact where Ole Miss is going to the playoff adds another level of intrigue to this thing, and why it's all kind of unique. I just can't see these sort of circumstances all piling up at once and the same thing, and the personalities involved, and the schools involved, and the conferences involved, and the playoff involved. I don't think we'll see anything like this again in the near future, and maybe that's a good thing. This is a one-off, but enjoy the ride.
Ole Miss in the 1998 season, Tuberville's last there, 3-5. So, and he's 7-1 this year in conference play. LSU hired a former Ole Miss coach who had, Charlie, a record of
3-21 in conference play.
3-21. Were they upset when Bebe Ogeron left Ole Miss? Well, no, they kicked him out the door. But this guy has the worst conference winning percentage since Johnny Vaught, and the best. So, note to Golding: don't go there and have success. You'll be treated a lot uglier. No, but it's just the Ole Miss thing is it tickles me. So anyway, but yeah, 3-5 that year. Best winning percentage in the SEC since Johnny Vaught. That's a pretty long sample size. So, and he was LSU's number one target. That was clear, and rarely do you land. And we can't remember a coaching search. Maybe Curly Hallman, Bruce. Maybe. He was Gil Brandt's first, but rarely do you, when you fire your coach, the number one initially is rarely, and we can't remember a time where they got their number one guy.
Who was second when Curly got the job? Do you remember that? I don't remember that either.
Is that Rutigliano?
No, that was the Archer search.
Okay.
It was Rutigliano and Shanahan and Spurrier.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who was two behind Curly.
Yeah.
Probably would have done better.
Brucey, conference championship Friday, Saturday, 9 games, 6 are rematches. Who you looking at?
Well, tonight, I guess we got some rain down in your area, no? So it's going to be raining in New Orleans tonight? Is that the thought with North Texas going ahead?
It rained cats and dogs for about 12 hours yesterday, so.
Yeah, well, you got 2 coaches there, both on their way out. And I think the winner, will probably get into the playoff here, so this is interesting. Listen, North Texas is. I would rather see North Texas in the playoff, and I don't mean to anger Tulane fans, and I like the Wave, and I like Summerall a lot, but we saw Tulane get bombed out at San Antonio and against Ole Miss this year. I'd rather see, if one of these teams is in the playoff to make something happen, I'd rather see North Texas in there. So, but I don't know if I make that a pick tonight because I respect Summerall enough. One other note tonight, speaking of weather, up in Boise, on the blue carpet could turn white tonight because they are having some very, very dicey weather up there. And rain and snow could make slush, could turn the field white if it snows enough. Maddox Madsen is supposedly back for Boise tonight, more than a month after he was knocked out of that game against Fresno. Cutforth, the backup, played a little better as time went on, but Maddox is the better guy. But this game last year, went only 21-7. It's the third straight UNLV Boise Mountain West title game. So the total's up there, 59.5, 59
Right.
with this weather might be an under. I don't really love any of these games tonight.
Okay.
Tomorrow I do have some that I like. Let me go over a list for you, Jimmy.
Okay.
One, I'm going to give you the MAC. I'm going to give you Miami O tomorrow. Here we go. Chuck Martin again is back into another Mountain West title game. And it looked like this wasn't going too well for Miami O into November because the quarterback Dequan Finn, who was a little bit of a disappointment this year, left the team in early November, and the backup quarterback Hessen just wasn't that good, and it looked like Miami O wasn't going anywhere. But Chuck Martin, who's won a lot of games there, he made a switch to the freshman quarterback the last couple games. Gotkowski didn't play all that badly, did not throw a pick, 4 TD passes in his stint. They won enough, and here they are facing Western Michigan, which had a really good year for Lance Taylor. But the one game they lost in the league was at Miami O in October. Experience being here, Martin at this level, Miami O's got a really good record the last few years in Mid-American play. And Goskowski seems to be giving them what they needed quarterback. I'm going to go Miami O tomorrow in Detroit to win the MAC.
Yeah, Miami O, DeQuan Finn's second stint in the MAC. Started at Toledo, went to Baylor, came back to Miami, Ohio, pulls a Kiffin and rolls out after the disastrous loss against Toledo. At Ohio, close loss. And then it was the replacement was awful. Give the Miami O staff for credit. Pulling the trigger with Thomas Kukowski. 2 solid games to close out the season, almost 9 yards an attempt, 4 TDs and no interceptions. Now, Western Michigan is a better defense than he faced in those 2 games.
That's true. That'll be a good one, actually, tomorrow. Now, the other early one tomorrow in Arlington, I kind of bashed Cody Campbell about a month ago at Texas Tech, but, he has actually created a dream scenario. You guys mentioned that, too, afterward, what Joey McGuire's got there. And I give McGuire credit. I wasn't I wasn't totally sold on him either, but we've talked about this before and how he has worked with his football GM, James Blanchard. Now, look, here's the deal with the GMs and the NIL. Yeah, you need the money to go out there and make this stuff happen in NIL. But if all you got is the money, you're the Mets, okay? You got to know what to do with it. And Blanchard knows what to do with the money because he works very closely with Joey McGuire in that regard. And they selectively went out in the portal. They had money to do it. After last season, apparently McGuire threw and told Campbell, I need a little more money. We got to go beef up the lines, especially the offensive lines. And he told Ian Blanchard, said, let's just go out there and not focus on the shiniest objects in the portal. Let's go and we don't have up front enough to really compete at the top. Let's get the best line we can find. And darn it, if he didn't find that in the portal, this team has been as dominant almost as I can remember. I know they lost that one game at ASU. They won games with 3 different quarterbacks this year. And, oh, by the way, also in the portal, find me one more quarterback just in case. That turned into their third stringer, Mitch Griffiths, who had started at Wake Forest before. He won a game for them this year. But they rolled over everybody, including BYU. No game was close even except the ASU game. Now, I take them to task for this non-conference schedule, which was an embarrassment. But nobody's touched them, including BYU, in the Big 12. And I just don't think it's going to change tomorrow. This team never let up. And even if low double-digit price here, I'm going to go with Texas Tech tomorrow to roll into the playoff and get a bye in the first round.
I think they get in there. They'll get a bye. There's no doubt. So we will see. See if Texas they did have to settle for a lot of short field goal attempts in that game against BYU in Lubbock, and we'll see if BYU after fumbled a punt. Turnovers, 3 turnovers.
It was 3 turnovers. If you look at the box score, you could make a case, if you didn't actually watch the game, that it was closer. It was a 113-yard discrepancy in Texas Tech's favor, and BYU turned the ball over 3 times to none. So you look at that and you go, wait a minute, maybe this was actually closer than the score indicated. But I watched the game and it felt like it was further.
Well, part of the turnovers are that you're trying to overextend yourself because the yards are so damn tough against that Texas Tech defensive front. And to keep in mind, their starting quarterback was out for that game against Tempe, and they still had took the lead late in the game with 2 minutes, right at the 2-minute warning in Tempe. Probably Sam Levitt's best drive of the season, huh, Bruce? With everything on the line late like that, taking them 75 yards,
And Hammond had Texas Tech, at the doorstep. They were thrown in the end zone right at the end of the game, so they had a shot. But,
now we'll
anyway, that was
say about that game. Texas Tech was kind of hanging on. Arizona State was close to putting them away, and they hung around, and finally caught a little fire and took the lead. I'm sorry, Bruce. Continue. Next pick.
Okay, let's go to the SEC and Georgia, Alabama. And by the way, I'd like to know how Alabama managed to leapfrog Notre Dame last week up to 9 in the poll, but whatever. That's the thing. I think if you're in about the poll here and the committee, if they stick to what they said last year, that they're not going to change position based upon conference title game results, that could change. Obviously, they're thinking, but if they stick to that, Alabama, even if it loses to Georgia, I guess is going to be looking pretty good to make the field of 12. We will see. But what happens tomorrow in Mercedes-Benz? Well, I'm going to back Bama just for a couple reasons. One, Herbie has had all sorts of trouble with Bama, and used to work for Coach Saban, I know, and he's only beaten them once in 7-8 times facing them. Now, that was the big one. That was the championship game in 2021 after they lost the SEC title game to Bama. And this is the SEC title game against Bama has been a real thorn in Georgia's side for, back to when Mark Richt was there. But 2 years ago, if I'm a Georgia fan, that's the game that really sticks in my craw, because Georgia might have been the best team 2 years ago. But they lost that game, and the way the playoff was set up then, they were kept out. They were one of the 4 best teams 2 years ago. They were one of the 2 best, I think. And they didn't get in. But, again, they couldn't beat Bama. And if Gunnar Stockton, who I have been on his bandwagon for most of the year, but darn it, he is capable of some performances like last week against Georgia Tech, which were not that good. And he is liable to have that sort of a game again, and if he does, Georgia's going to have more trouble. Alabama's not perfect, but they have pulled out a lot of close games. They've won games away this year, including between the hedges. And even though they don't run as consistently as DeBoer would have liked, Ty Simpson seems to be able to make more plays. And like I said, Stockton's got to play better than he did last week, or Georgia's going to lose again. I'm going to take Bama. I'm going to take DeBoer to keep this little hex they have over Georgia in the SEC title game.
The number is this: if you throw out Kirby's first year when they were 8-5, since 2017, the Bulldogs are 1-7 against Alabama and 107-8 against everybody else. They've lost 7 games to Alabama since 17 and 8 games against everybody else.
Keep in mind, we talk about Tua, and it's why I thought that Young was such an interesting. We know about his physical limitations. I mean, that is he's probably the smallest quarterback player to ever be taken first overall in the draft. Okay, but Tua had Judy, Ruggs, Waddle, Smith. I mean, who was the one target by far? And it was a big drop off. Was Jameson Williams, and he got hurt towards ACL. And again, Bama's winning when he tears it. Is that Detroit or Indianapolis? Where was that game, Brucey? The Georgia championship over? It was up in the Midwest somewhere, I believe.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember where. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. Somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah.
I thought it was. But anyway, all right, Brucey. Anything else? We're going to have you on live Sunday. We appreciate you coming on. Football Sunday will originate from the brand new Bally's Sportsbook and Casino.
Looking forward
this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon. They have a special invite-only function tomorrow evening at 3 to 6 p.m. After that, the grand opening. It is open for good with all the gaming. 6 p.m. I toured the facility this week. We got like a 60% bigger screen than we had the Queen, and that one was really good. DraftKings odds. So the DraftKings odds, you can check them on your app. You can bet them in person at the kiosk or the window, and we will be there. And it's also, you have less obstruction for the rest of the casino at the sportsbook with the the screen, so the screen is way more of a presence in the new facility. The new $115 million project, downtown Baton Rouge, Valley Sportsbook and Casino, this Sunday's location for Football Sunday. Brucey, we'll talk to you then, buddy. Thank you. No more politics, okay?
Okay. Have a good weekend, boys.
All right, Bruce. Thank you. Max, give us an update. So the Canadian Prime Minister, he picked first, and he picked
Canada.
Well, that's kind
predictable.
Okay, and then the U.S. President Trump picked who?
They're in a group, and they picked the U.S.
Man,
also predictable.
Well, the French Prime Minister's coming to pick France. Everybody picks their own country.
We're going to find out at
this
some
is
point.
a little.
Can we complain?
Tell me what's going on here.
They're just captivating people for 2 hours and then eventually giving them something.
But everybody gets to pick their own country?
No, that was
it's supposed to be
show.
random.
That was for show. They were already assigned those groups, so we haven't learned anything yet.
But they picked him out of a hopper like it was.
I think it was
what the
pretty
hell
clear what they were supposed to do there.
Kind of playing fast
we'll
and loose with the word captivating.
I've heard it's been a bore.
Charlie, that's good, Charlie.
Yeah.
You make me laugh.
Yeah.
LOL, Charlie.
What's
Town Square Pizza downtown. You staying downtown the holiday season, coming to visit family. Go to Town Square Pizza. Charlie, you like Town Square Pizza?
Very much so.
More than so. Does that captivate you more than the
you know what else they do down there that's coming up? And I know you're not a big king cake fan. They make the best king cake that's coming up.
Yes, tell us about the king cake.
The king cake is the bread is so fantastic. It's so rich, and then of course you add. They do different flavors. They had the chocolate chip. They had the cream cheese. They had the raspberry. They do fabulous. I know it's a little bit too early to talk about king cake. They do fabulous king cakes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. You stay in downtown. It's within 5-minute walking distance of all the major hotels downtown. You can pick your own specialty pizza, or you can create your own in the line. Yeah, I want a little onions. I want this extra cheese. I want this. I want the pepperoni, no ham. All put it together. Put in these souped up ovens. About 7 minutes later, boom, piping hot, fresh, good. Generous portions. Town Square Pizza, downtown, facing Town Square.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Charles Hannegriff's 5-pack of picks. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
Man, it's been a rough year. Last week was an absolute disaster. What can I tell you? Done the best we could. Hung around the 500 mark for a lot of the season. In the last couple of weeks, it has just gone solid. Let me see if we can finish up strong on championship weekend. Going to take North Texas minus the 2.5 tonight at Tulane. It's tempting to take the home underdog, and both coaches are leaving for other jobs as soon as their seasons are over. But nobody has scored more points this year than North Texas. Nobody in D1. I understand that their non-conference schedules are different, but they play in the same league, and North Texas has scored 217 more points than Tulane this season. After they lost to South Florida, their only loss of the season on October the 11th, nobody's been within 2 touchdowns in North Texas. They've scored 52 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. The one that they didn't was against Navy, so it was a little bit slower pace. They're averaging 325 yards a game through the air, and Tulane is 11th out of 14 teams in the American in pass defense. I know it's going to be raining. It's a 70% chance of rain, but I'm still going to take North Texas minus the 2.5 against the Wave. Texas Tech minus 12.5 against BYU. Texas Tech has won 11 of 12 games. They have covered in every game that they have won. The only game they didn't cover was the only game that they lost. We talked a little bit about this with Bruce. If I looked at the box score, I might be able to make a case for BYU. They were only outgained by 113 yards. They were only out first down 17-14, and they lost the turnover battle 3-0. Problem is, I watched this game, and Texas Tech beat the crap out of them. It was 26-0 going into the fourth quarter. You talked about the field goals they had to settle for, and that's a good point. This could have been a lot more. Texas Tech just kind of ragdolled them, so I'm going to take Texas Tech minus a 12.5 against BYU. And take Georgia minus 2.5 against Alabama. Again, I know the records. We gave it out to you. Kirby's lost 7 against Alabama and 8 against everybody else since 2017. But I watched both of these teams probably half a dozen times each, and I just think Georgia's a little bit better. I know it was 1 or 2 plays, and it was in Athens. Alabama found a way to win. I think Georgia finds a way to win this time. I think there's too much pressure on the quarterback at Alabama to make just too many plays, and Ty Simpson has made a bunch of those plays. but I'm going to go with what I think is the better team here, and the Georgia Bulldogs -2.5. Indiana +4 against Ohio State. I think that Ohio State has a talent advantage, obviously, but I think Indiana's got the motivation advantage. Ohio State's got bigger fish to fry. So does Indiana. They're going to be in the playoff, obviously. They hadn't won a Big Ten title in 58 years. I realize it doesn't matter maybe to some of those kids, but I think it matters to the whole program, and I think there'll be enough of them that are into this game. I think it's a field goal game. I think Ohio State could win the game by a field goal. I think Indiana could win the game by a field goal. So I think the number is a little bit high here. I'll take Indiana plus the 4 points. And in the MAC, Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan, we're going to give you a total here over the 43.5, the modest number here. Both of these teams have gone over that total in 3 of their last 4 games. We got an indoor track, so it's going to run fast. I'll take over in the MAC championship game, 43 and a hook. So North Texas, Texas Tech, Georgia, Indiana, and the MAC over.
MAC playing a lot of those games, action in some rough conditions. Yeah, they'll be indoors. And like we said, DeQuan Finn left his team after a tough loss at Ohio. And, man, he was kind of very important. They looked terrible the next week against Toledo, only scored 3 points. But they went to a third option. And against lesser defenses, though, but almost 9 yards an attempt, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions for Kwiatkowski, new quarterback from Miami, Ohio. Indiana, talking about them, balance, number 12 in yards per play defense out of 136 teams, number 8 in offense yards per play. They are a complete team. There's no doubt. Kirby's 1-7. That's why you probably think it means a little something here. Now, it's tough for people to say, like, the SEC championship game doesn't mean anything. Well, this is a new deal. Georgia in regardless? Of course they are. So, but this is, he wants to beat his former employer. No doubt about
Does
that.
Alabama get a bye if they win?
Oh, yeah. You're the SEC champion? And who's got 2 better wins than that? And that's 2 of your 5 top ranked wins.
You know how that committee feels about number of losses, though? I mean, I think they should. I think the SEC champion should have a bye every year.
I think this committee is going to reward conference champions.
Okay.
Yes, and they're going to reward them. The SEC champion, it's still the best. They're not top-heavy, but it's the best conference in college football. It's the strongest rated. I think they're getting the number 4, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lost to a team with a losing record now.
They sure did.
No, so.
They sure did. And they won. Who's got better wins than them? If they win against Georgia again, away from home.
That is in his conversation. Texas has got 3 really good wins, but that have 2 losses or fewer. Yeah, they're at the top. They're at the top.
You ask me, I'll be surprised if they keep them out of the top.
I think you're right. I'm just. Yeah. I wouldn't bet my life on it.
Texas Tech, like you said, number 2 in yards per play defense, only behind Ohio State. That's how good that defense is. Number 2 in the country. So, yes, they are filthy, and they had their way first. You talked about it, Charlie. North Texas, number 1 in points scored this year, 47 a game. Number 1 in total yards at 512 a game. Mestamaker, the quarterback, who's expected to go to Stillwater with his coach after this season, he's never started a high school game. From the Austin area, backup quarterback, punter, and safety. He got a walk-on opportunity at North Texas based on the advice of his private quarterbacking instructor.
He's got a little bit of a funky delivery if you watch him. But boy, the ball gets where it needs to be.
He is 6'4". He is athletic, and he can throw. He is going to start more games in the NFL than he did in high school. Can't lose that bet. He can only push.
Right. I understand he's following his coach. If he opened up the bidding everywhere in the transfer portal.
It's $4 or $5 million is what they're throwing at him right now.
Yeah. I would.
You know, the other one they're throwing out there is Sorsby at Cincinnati. You know, Bailey will be, at NC State.
And what is Sam Levitt going to get? You know,
Sam Levitt probably give him about 6.
Yeah. If you just open it up, a free auction on Mestamaker.
But
I mean, what would LSU pay for him?
I think they.
What would Lane Kiffin pay for him?
I think your boy. The head Dillingham is on the phone with the restaurants where you can get $2-3 for every pizza or po' boy in Phoenix, in Scottsdale, they could throw toward
Better
Levitt's,
sell a lot of
Levitt's
them
NIL.
to cover that thing.
I know. So good luck, Charlie.
We are brought to you by
Supreme Rice. Supreme Rice.
Yes, Supreme Rice.
I couldn't imagine Supreme Rice doing Thanksgiving without Supreme Rice. So thank you, Supreme Rice.
That's correct. The brown, the long grain, the medium grain, the jasmine, the parboiled rice, also the low-gly rice for diabetics. You can make it here during the holiday season. Your rice dressings, your gumbos, anything that you're making with rice, pick it up at your AG food stores, your Walmarts, Rouse's, anywhere you buy rice. Climate Smart program, supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. All of our Supreme rice is grown, milled, and processed down in southwest Louisiana. The Climate Smart program promoting the reduction of methane emissions and water conservation. For more information, go to supremerice.com. Jimmy's picks when we come back. Max's picks also before the end of the show. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Jimmy Ott's 5-pack of picks, brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
And we welcome you back here at Ruffino's on Highland Road. Jimmy?
Yes. Max is first.
Okay.
Come on, Max.
Well, I went 3-2 last week.
Did you score better than me in the last hole? Is it your honor?
Your honor.
I went 3-2 last week, which is a change because I've been rough.
2 and 3.
Well, so I guess so.
I mean,
I guess it is my honor.
Come on, boy. Tee up your ball for the first time. You earned it.
All right, I'm going to go back to my favorite conference that I've been betting a lot lately. Jimmy, it's your favorite. It's Conference USA. CUSA, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, a rematch of a game earlier this season. Jacksonville State won that game by 9 at home, but Kennesaw State outgained them by 120. Had some real problems in the red zone, some turnovers, some missed field goals. I think there should have been more points in that game. I think there'll be more points once again. Kennesaw State cannot stop the run, which is a real problem against their offense, which runs the ball a lot. They got the best runner in the conference. So give me the over 60.5 between Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State in the CUSA championship. Also tonight, UNLV taking on Boise State. Boise State has dominated this series, not just in their latest conference championship games, but also just in the regular season. I think this is the chance for the Running Rebels to get it done. Catching 5.5, I'll take the points with the home dog. It's a bit of a switch up for me. I've been fading UNLV.
It's not a home dog.
Sorry, road dog. I'll take the
we
dog.
Talking about?
Completely off on that.
The turf is blue, bro.
That's right. That is not UNLV colors.
Bit of snow.
Snow is white.
Yeah, it might be white. Maybe that helps them out a little bit. I don't know.
Max.
But UNLV. Dan Mullen, I don't think Maddox Maxson coming back. He might be a little rusty. Coming back for this game, and this line's gone up from 3.5 to 5.5. So I think it's gone too far for an offense that can run the ball very well against the Boise State defense. Also, Texas Tech minus 12.5 against BYU. We saw it already once. I think we're going to see it again. I know sometimes that flips in rematches, but Texas Tech, to me, just so dominant, especially in the trenches. I don't think BYU can hang. I'll lay the points in the Big 12 title game. Alabama plus 2.5. Another rematch. I'm going with the team to win once again. Alabama doesn't run the ball. I know Jam Miller's out. I know Jeremy Bernard's out in this game, so they're down to the third-string running back. But Georgia's defense is great against the run, and Bama doesn't want to run anyway. So I think they're going to pass the ball a lot. We saw that against Auburn. Great against the run, not so much against the pass. They found some success passing the ball. I know there's some questions about whether Ty Simpson's dealing with an injury. Passing game hadn't been quite as effective, but I still think they get it done against Georgia. And this is my lock of the week, Ohio State minus 4. I think Ohio State is clearly the best team in the country. I get Indiana's more poised. They need this game maybe a little bit more than Ohio State does. I just think they're leaps and bounds better than almost everybody else. Maybe Notre Dame, actually, being the second best team. But I don't think Indiana can stop Ohio State. I think it's finally the chance for Ohio State's offense to flex its muscles against what's perceived to be a much better defense. The one that they played was Texas, and that was in week 1. I think they're a lot better now. So Ohio State minus 4, Alabama plus 2.5, Texas Tech minus 12.5, UNLV plus 5.5, and the over in the CUSA game, over 16.5.
That's the funny thing about that game. Charlie, you've always – when we talked about the first Georgia-Alabama game, you said that you thought Alabama got the breaks in that game. I mean, it's a close game.
I thought they made a couple of plays. The fourth down really bugged me, where Georgia turned the ball over.
Well, they both were 0 for 1 in fourth downs.
But the Georgia one is the one that sticks in my mind.
Okay.
They were down about the 20
yard
line or so.
That was late. It was third quarter. It wasn't fourth, but it was their last serious drive. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I wasn't blown away with Georgia last week against Georgia Tech.
No, they were flat. They were flat.
Yeah.
I think they'll be more excited to play this game.
I can't imagine that they're not.
But Alabama had 8 more first downs than Georgia that game. They had more yards, 40 more yards. And look, any time you go on the road and win a high level, I don't care how you get it done. When you go on the road, a high level.
Georgia,
So I was just trying to clarify because they had like some crazy things happened for Alabama. They just beat them.
No, they did, and
yeah.
I thought that Georgia was the better team. I still do.
Well, that's
but
why
they lost.
That's why they have had the better season. There's no doubt. And they actually rushed for 117, which Alabama in that game. So, but anyway,
Alabama coming off a real physical.
With all
game
that being
last
said,
week.
give me Georgia.
Yeah.
Kirby 1-7. Give me Georgia. I mean, he's done everything. He is the best coach going right now in college football. Multiple national championships in the toughest country, and he's 1-7 against these guys. There's a little something extra in the tank for Kirby in this game. Give me Georgia -2.5. They'll get the seed. I still think Alabama will stay in it. I think it'll be competitive. And if it gets out of hand, well, then there could be some nervous balls. But I think that if you're not going to move SMU down from losing to Clemson, you're going to move Bama down from losing to. But they've got that Notre Dame and Miami lingering. Anyway, give me Georgia -2.5 in the rematch. I don't lay three touchdowns much. I don't lay more than three touchdowns much. But give me James Madison. Madison, man, you talk about there is a lopsided difference between these two divisions in the Sun Belt. So Madison is 23.5 against Troy. We talked about it. Southern Miss was underdog at home against an 0-4 team when they were 4-0 in the league in Texas State, and they got blasted in that game. It was a weird deal over there. And let's face it, nothing inspires a team about Sunbelt Billy about to take over your program. Give me the Dukes -23.5. Miami -1.5. Something about a team. I'm sorry, but quarterback is a position of leadership. Your quarterback leaves you right in the middle of the season to go prepare for the draft. Good luck, Daquan. And then they blow up, and they look terrible in that next game against Toledo. Can't get anything. They score 3 points. And then they rally and found something. Man, something about that, man. I like Miami, Ohio, how they've handled this adversity within their team. Give me Miami -1.5. Texas Tech and BYU. These both teams were good defenses. 49.5. They both like to run the ball. I mean, the quarterback for BYU is 47. He likes to run. And he could get away with lowering his shoulder. Not like Jackson Dart in the NFL. Give me under Texas Tech and BYU. Texas Tech, number 2 yards per play defense in the country, only behind Ohio State. Damn it, that's really good. Yards are tough in this one. Give me under Texas Tech and BYU. And I'm taking Tulane plus the points. Tulane, Summerall second chance in this game. They were not competitive last year up in West Point against Army. This time, I think they're going to have a little bit more in the tank. And also, in Yeoman Stadium is where they beat a Big Ten team, is where they beat Duke, who's playing this Saturday as well. So they are better at home. The most embarrassing loss on Ole Miss of the road and in Texas San Antonio. This one's at home. Home dog? Give me Tulane plus the 2.5. James Madison, Georgia, Miami, Ohio. Under Texas Tech, BYU, and Tulane.
The rain in New Orleans tonight, if it is actually raining,
50 to 70%,
25% now. It's gone down significantly.
Okay,
and that
I think that benefits North Texas. If it's just wet and it's not actually raining, that pass offense against Tulane's pass defense, which was near the bottom of the conference. But if it's raining, if there's actual water falling from the sky, then the edge goes, I think, back to the
Miss Gale pulled the tarp off. She
pulled the tarp?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Very, very good.
Mickey Loomis is in charge of the tarp.
We're brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these things in both Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Service today, every day. That's been their slogan since 1980, so nobody goes to sleep hot or cold. Nobody's going to be uncomfortable. Authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daycare and Ream AC units, Generac and Cummings generators. For all your electrical and plumbing needs as well in Baton Rouge, it's 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Back to wrap it up here. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled.
UNLV plus 5.5. Texas Tech minus 12.5. Alabama plus 2.5. Ohio State minus 4.
What's happening, boy? What's going on, man? What you got?
A little gift for Tracy.
All right, you gotta see Mayo do the review, the Grinch meal deal at McDonald's. It comes with like some Grinch socks, and then some Grinch seasoning salt for the French. Dude, it is. I mean, you pee on yourself laughing watching this guy with this. Where are we Monday?
Where are we Monday?
Chris's.
Chris's. Okay. You ready?
Let me know. It's rolling.
Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road across from Ruffino's. The playoff bracket is set. Championship weekend is behind us. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from Chris's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And Bayou Casino.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Also brought to you by the Thibodeau Store, the Pierre Part Store, now open in LaRose and Lockport. Holiday gift ideas available online, thethibodeaustore.com. Power tools, hand tools, outdoor cooking equipment, outdoor heaters, security cameras, security locks, lots of things on special right now at thethibodeaustore.com, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and for the Pierre Part Store, Highway 70 in Pierre Part. U.S. Opens World Cup play against Paraguay in SoFi.
Paraguay.
They also have Australia in their group. That's Pot
That's
C.
good.
That's a good draw.
That's good.
Pot C, pretty weak opponent is Australia for Pot C, considering.
So Australia, Paraguay, and who?
Still waiting on Pot 4.
We're still on it. Okay.
They're still doing. They're doing it right now. So it's
did Trump rig this?
Who knows?
Yeah. You know Trump's going to get what he wants. Part of the deal, right?
No,
June 12th at SoFi.
Is ice affecting the ticket sales?
Oh, wow. I ain't touching that one.
Max?
Probably not.
I'm with Charlie.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
It might.
Read the lunch special.
Texas chili is our soup feature today here at Ruffino's, in addition to our regular menu for the entire weekend as well. It is festive over here. It's a great place, man. A lot of private parties for the holiday season, but also just the way it's lit up, man. The sort of the refined icicles, in spirit of Ruffin over here. But the place looks good. It just kind of really jumps out as you look in. All the ladies get their bells and their necklaces, and just fun, man. Festive over here, and a lot of activity. Appetizer features here, the stuffed shrimp and the grilled chicken skewers. For entree features, I'm going to try out those grilled lamb chops. Seared halibut is the fresh catch of the day. And our dessert feature, Chris Macero's personally endorsed pumpkin cannolis.
Pumpkin cannolis.
Yes,
try that.
it's pumpkin season, so
pretty.
I have to try it.
Game day tomorrow from the SEC championship game, and Lane Kiffin going to be on set.
Yes. What do you think about that?
I think that's when you have one of the highest profile guys. Listen, who did they get every year that he
Saban.
wasn't in? Saban. Yeah. This is the highest profile coach that's not playing tomorrow.
Ole Miss at home again. That's Omaha.
I know. Yeah, you get this kind of attention. I'm curious as to what he's going to say.
LSU's gotten a little attention.
I mean,
yes.
Maybe he can fire back.
Yes.
McAfee's been pretty critical of him. Let's see what he says.
He has?
Person. Yeah. Let's see what he says in.
That's one of his boys.
Of the the process, not necessarily Kiffin, but just the whole.
Everybody's been. I mean, I don't think anybody's really supported Lane how he handled the thing, not just taking a better job.
Stay tuned for Hunt on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your